All right, guys, welcome back to Concerts and Coffee. We just got back from the Rockzilla Part 2, and we went and seen Papa Roach with Fallen in Reverse, Hollywood Undead, and Escape the Fate. And it's the morning after, and we have no voices. We had a great time.
I have no voice whatsoever. Gone. Gone.
So we just wanted to touch base with you guys about the show and how it was, and we like to get front row and how to navigate that. So we got to the show at 2 o'clock, and there was already a line out the building.
Yep. Luckily, I read my email that the general admission line started at 2 o'clock. And I say we got there about 2, got in line probably a few after. But yeah, there was, the line was already wrapped, weaved through the building and out.
And the doors actually opened at 5, and we're there at 2, and there's already a line.
And it was cold.
Freezing. So if you're going to try to get in and make it a mission to get to the front, it's work.
Yeah.
It's work. Luckily, there was Porta Johns out to go pee, and we made friends.
We did make friends. It was fun.
Somebody gave us a fuck. Yeah.
She has some.
Boom.
Yeah, you'll meet all kinds of cool people. So we made a lot of friends in line, and we waited for 3 hours in the cold and just talked and just had a good time in line as much as we could with it.
Yeah.
So then we got 5 o'clock came finally, and we made our way into the venue.
We penguin waddled in the line, slowly moving.
So here's what you need to know if you're going front row in the show. You got to have a game plan. We showed up right at 2, waited 3 hours. Once you get in the venue, you got to have a game plan. Our game plan always, and it seems to be working for us, is what?
You go pee and I go to the merch table.
I go pee, she goes to the merch table, and then I get a whiskey and Coke and a water.
And then we get over there.
And then when we start out, we're not in the front row. Just because there's VIP admission that's already up there. It's hard to get to the gate. No matter how you plan it, it's like somebody's been there since last night.
Right.
It's crazy. So yeah, I go pee and get a water and a Jack and Coke, and then she goes to the merch table.
Get my Falling in Reverse shirt, because I must.
Now here's the key. By getting in line early and getting towards the front of the line, that helps you to get in the merch line quick.
Mm-hmm.
Then I take the whatever she gets merch wise and I stuff it in my pants. And we're outside the building in line. The building, by the time the doors open at 5, the line is ridiculous.
It's insane.
It's insane. It wraps around and zigzags back through. So
this one in particular is probably the craziest I've seen, because I feel like a lot of times when we go to individual shows, they're not like Papa Roach size bands and Falling in Reverse size bands. So like this is the first time I've seen like this other than being at a festival.
yeah. So this was a 6,000 person show sold out. So making your way to the front row is very hard. And there's 6,000 people that want to be in your position.
We started out at a good spot too, because like we said, the line was like, when the line started building up, we were so glad. Like, I don't care how cold I am. I don't care. I can't feel my toes.
It's all going to be worth it.
Yeah. So I feel like when we started out, we were maybe like 10 people back, 10 to 12.
Probably a little further than that.
more.
We were halfway between halfway between the stage and the sound check, the soundboard guys.
No, we were not that far back. Maybe like a third of the way.
So I got video of it, so we'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see how far we are. But we're not as close as we'd like to be. We're up front, but we're a good ways back from where we like to be. But we know that's okay, and we plan for that. So Escape the Fate comes out, and we're having a good time. The show's starting to open up, and everybody's loose. But then the more the show goes on, the more things will start to tighten
People
up.
move around. People start to mosh pit. Things separate. There's crowd surfers that people are trying to throw, so you're falling all over.
So Escape the Fate comes out, and they have a great set. We've followed Escape the Fate since back in the day. You know the story. And they came out, and they were great. Their lineup has changed around a little bit, and their new guitar player is just killing it.
Yeah. I love his hair.
It was weird, though. I don't feel like they got to play that long.
They only played for 20 minutes. And then I was like, okay, well, they are the first band. But then after they played, we waited for 40 minutes for the next set to start.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like, why couldn't they just play longer? Because they were done, like, putting up the next band stuff, like, 5-10 minutes. Like, we wanted to hear more.
Yeah, we did. And we love Robert, the OG drummer. So
Craig, TJ.
we love Craig. We love them all.
Yeah.
So, and Craig's told me he loved me back one time
Yeah, he did.
at a festival.
He said, I effing love you too.
But yeah, we love Escape the Fate. They've been doing it a long time, and they're just still getting it, coming out with some new music, and they rocked the house. That was a great opener.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
so after them was Hollywood Undead, and here's my deal with Hollywood Undead is that I've listened to them like as everybody, but I've never really gotten into them that much. Like I've been a fan, don't get me wrong, and I've seen them before, and I think they were great, but that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what to expect this time, and I was blown away.
They were so good. I have actually never seen them live. And I really haven't listened to them since high school. So maybe like 07, 2008, somewhere around there.
What a progression.
Yeah, it was shocking. We did react to the song Chaos, which I actually really liked and maybe want to get back into them. But definitely after seeing them live, like, a lot of their songs are funny, but like I love it. Their performance and everything they put behind it, it's so good.
It was insane when they came out. It was one drummer and there was one guitar player, and I was like, and there was like 3 or 4 singers, and I was like, oh, this is different. And then it was insane because then they started, like, for different songs, they would have different people singing, and they would pass the guitar around.
Yeah, or even in the middle of the song, because I think in the middle of that first song, they passed it from one person to the other.
And then the bass player came. There was a bass at some point that came out, and they would, each song they would rotate off the instruments and sing and do different parts.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So, the one thing I took away from Hollywood Undead is that they're fun. It almost was like being at a beach party with metal.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. That volleyballs,
good.
that palm trees. They were killing it. They did a great job. And they all were having fun on stage, and you know it. The other thing I would also tell you is to not let them babysit your children. Holy crap.
Man, they brought these kids up on stage during the most inappropriate song.
They were
and
probably
had them
7.
putting the middle finger up and cussing.
Here, check that video right here.
About fucking bitches and drinking Patron. Perfect for kids. Perfect to have kids on stage for. Hey, what's your guys' names?
Jackson, Ryder, Brecken.
How adorable. Hey, who's your guys' favorite member?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Smart kids. Hey, are you guys drunk right now? Be honest, I smelled beer on somebody's breath. Not you? Not you? Are you drunk? How old are you? 7, okay. You gotta wait till you're at least 11 or 12 to start drinking and smoking weed in Greensboro. All right, kids, help us introduce this song. I'll tell you what to say, okay?
Coming in hot, motherfucker.
Ain't that wild? Ain't that crazy? That is insane. They had them up there throwing up the middle finger, having them cussing. They're either raising great citizens or...
Yeah. They're just being exposed early. It's going to come one day. So if you don't want your kids to do that, don't take them to the show.
Yeah.
So be prepared.
I thought it was great and awful at the same time.
Right? I know. It was. I
like,
thought we were in a movie.
I love this, but yeah, it was fun though. It was a good time. The kids were enjoying it. The kids, you know, if I was a kid and that happened to me, I would never forget that. And
Core memory.
yeah, I mean, I would, you know, especially the love we have for music.
Mm-hmm.
I would be telling all my friends, you know, I got a stage. I cussed when I was 7, and I threw the finger at the crowd. But yeah, Hollywood did such fun, and it was just like I said, truly amazing because you don't see bands doing that. You didn't have one guy doing the guitar, one guy doing this, one guy doing that. They mixed it up. It was a party.
They have such a different, wild setup. And their music itself is just different. Like, they're in the metal community, but they have so many different elements to their songs. It's crazy.
So up next we had Falling in Reverse, and we didn't really know who was, like, it's a co-headlining event. So we didn't know if Papa Roach was closing the show or Falling in Reverse. I kind of figured Papa Roach has been around for so long. But we've seen Papa Roach a bunch of times, and I think I've seen him even more before I met you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then so I love Papa Roach, but we had Fallen in Reverse, and we've seen, that's why we were really there,
Yeah.
Not to take away, but we love Fallen in Reverse here at the channel. We love Ronnie here at the channel.
Yeah.
So
just seeing other videos that we posted, you should know the background if you follow us and you watch us. But I was a huge Ronnie Escape the Fate fan. I love his vocal range. It's absolutely bizarre. Just super, super talented and super, super like, you can tell when he's singing that he is pulling from the depths of his soul to sing the song. And it's just, I love it. The performance, everything. And even the whole band, like Tyler, Luke, now that they have Luke as the drummer.
yeah, it's insane.
It is really good. Yeah, because even Tyler's like backing vocals are super awesome. Like, so good.
Fallen in Reverse, they came out and killed it.
Rock the house.
They came out and killed it.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah. They pulled back from some old albums, but also played all of... I think they played all but one of the singles that they dropped. Was it Losing My Life or Losing My Mind? Because they only played one of those. I think they played
They didn't do Losing My Life.
Losing My Life. That's what I thought. Yeah, those are the only one. But they played Losing My Mind, Drugs, Voices in My Head, Zombified, Popular Monster, and of course, Watch the World Burn.
Yeah, it's so good. So it was really cool. So we made some friends in the pit and by this time, let's backtrack a little bit. So by this time, in Hollywood Undead, things have shifted. We've made friends. There's been crowd surfers. We're pretty close now. And then I found my buddy. We made a friend named Alan. And Alan at one point, he's a big guy, and we got to talking and having a good time. And at some point, I was like, "Hey, Alan, what's up?" And he kind of grabbed me and pulled me in front of him. And that's what making friends helps in the pit, in the front row. Make friends, and they'll look out for you. You look out for them.
Yeah. Yeah, we ended up being we started a third to a halfway back, ended up being about 3 people from the gate.
Yeah, we were right there at the gate. There was probably 3 people in front of us.
Yeah, you really have to use what you've got. Friends, crowd surfers. Crowd surfers are big. That's what my main way of getting to is wee, and then kind of move a little.
Yeah. Also, too, mosh pits, when they open up, cut through them. Mm-hmm. Now, I like to get in there and, do a little pitting myself. But I'll pit, and then I'll get through it, and then I'm at the front. Mm-hmm. So, just the little details of things like that to know.
Yep.
So, Fallen in Reverse comes out, and they open up with Zombified.
Of course.
Great opener. Great opener. Mm-hmm. And we haven't seen them since Blue Ridge of 2020 was our last time seeing them. So, we haven't really got to see all these new singles. Yeah, of 2021. So I haven't got to see all these new singles yet. Mm-hmm. We've seen Drugs and Losing My Life, but and Popular Monster, but not Voices in My Head, not Watch the World Burn, not Zombified.
So good, so good. Yeah, I think the only single they didn't play was Losing My Life this time. Mm-hmm. Played everything else. With a few old school ones in there, which I enjoyed. That's kind of how you tell who's new and who's old.
I like they pulled back with some of the fashionably late stuff as well.
Yeah. Getting all the way back there.
That was a good time. We love Ronnie here at the channel, so they do no wrong. And you can like she said, you can definitely tell that Ronnie's been doing it, the band's been doing it, and Luke Holland, the drummer.
You followed Luke Holland forever. You introduced me to Luke Holland a few years ago, even way before he was doing Fallen in Reverse, and then I think he started just as like touring drummer, recording drummer, or whatever, and then now he's actually listed as a band member, so that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I used to watch Luke back in the day when he was YouTubing and just doing like drum covers.
Yeah. I think the big thing, I feel like a lot of girls that just like fall all over Ronnie, and that's not really like, I have followed him I've followed him since like the beginning of Escape the Fate, and like my thing is like his talent and vocal range and lyrics and like everything that he does is just top notch, and it is only progressed and gotten better since then. So as you see me talk about before, I bring up like the vocal range that I always basically like pay homage to when I talk about him as the guillotine, the original one that he sang, because that low at the end is just everything to me. Which he kind of got into that with Watch the World Burn, and it's like really the first time I feel like I've heard that really deep note in so long.
Yeah, and that's one thing we talked about on the way home last night is like, I feel like the reason Fallen Reverse is so big is because they have evolved. They're not doing the same thing they were doing 10 years ago. They're not being the same band. They still, you know, Ronnie had his that style and that scene and that, you know, the whole drugging me and you is you, the drugging me is you, and the, you know, fashionably late. They all had that sound, and then these singles are totally different.
Totally evolved. Totally just up in the game as you go. Like every new song, just like what?
And you're getting the versatility of it. You're getting the backing tracks. You're getting heaviness. You're getting Ronnie rapping, and then you're getting these big breakdowns.
Yeah.
It's awesome, and the band's doing it right because they're keeping you on the edge. They're releasing these long, elaborate videos like once a year right now, and you don't know what you're going to. You're just waiting for the next one. And when's this album coming out? And what is there an album?
know.
Because I heard there's some rumor, you know, Neon Zombie.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. I need it.
We'll see.
I need it. So
Maybe after the tour.
also, you know, we got this whole collection. I'm gonna post a little picture of it right here. We have a whole frame. We're front row navigators. We try to get a guitar pick, a set list, a drum set. We try to get something. And at this point, we're pretty disappointed if we don't. But we finally got, because they never do anything, Fallen Reverse threw out a guitar pick.
Yes. I remember we had this conversation back when we saw them in 2020. They would never throw out picks, set lists, anything. It was the only band that I think that I really saw that wouldn't throw out anything to the crowd. And finally, they're throwing them out.
Yeah. So we got a guitar pick, Fallen Reverse, finally. So that made our night.
Awesome.
And last but not least, as always, the Goats. Papa Roach. The Goats is a good band name.
Would be good for somebody. Yeah. Papa Roach has been doing it for so long. They just keep getting better and better too. But they put on such a good show. I mean, it's just watching any band progress is just awesome. And then when you see them doing it for 30 years and they come out and it's just all the energy, all of the top-notch performance, like everything. He always gets out into the crowd. It's just really awesome.
Yeah. I've always been, like, the first time I seen them, I always liked Papa Roach, but ever since I seen them that first time, I would go to their concert every time. The energy they bring.
Live music is always like it's always the telling point for us if we're gonna like a band or not. I mean, it's just like Hollywood Undead. We're like, meh. At first, like, I don't know about these guys, and then we see them live, and it was like, these guys are freaking awesome. You know, just flashback to that. But it does happen a lot, and it's like when you see the work and the performance that people are putting in, it makes you love and appreciate the music and the hard work so much more. You just love them. I mean,
That's the thing with Papa Roach. You can tell they've been doing it since '93. I remember being at a festival 10 years ago, and it was their 20th anniversary. They've been a band for 30 years.
yeah, this year.
And they're still putting out bangers, and which is hard to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
they opened up with Kill the Noise.
That was
And that's
so
a
good.
banger song. That's a new song. Newer song, you know?
Yeah.
And it's hard to do that. They just, you can tell the matureness with it, with the sound. You can tell how clean the band is tight. You can tell they've been doing it. It was crisp, so crisp. And they're having fun. Everybody on there was having fun. The bassist was killing it. The guitar player was killing it. The drummer was killing it. And it was cool too because they had like another guitar player on the back who was also working like a DJ keyboard, little drum thing set up in the corner. So dope.
doing a
so
lot.
dope. Yeah, that dude was working.
He had the guitar spun around the back, playing the drums, doing the thing.
So by this time, we're up front. You know, we got up front for Ronnie. We got up front for Fallen in Reverse. And we're up front for Papa Roach, and we're in it. And this is where everybody's throwing down, throwing out, ready to, let it all loose because it's the last band. So, we go jump in the pit. We've had our fun up front. We've seen Papa Roach. It's time to let loose and get in the pit. So, we got in the pit.
We got in the pit.
It was fun. I popped through it. And we kind of just chilled and watched the rest of the show from about midway back and let some other people have some fun up front.
I ended up getting a second shirt
on the way out.
Wanted a Hollywood Undead one at this point because now I love them.
They sold us. They sold us.
Sold.
We were always fans, don't get us wrong.
Yeah, it was just like not somebody that we chose to listen to
Right.
all the time. But now I'm like, this is awesome.
So, guys, go check out the Rockzilla Part 2 tour. If you haven't got tickets and it's not sold out in your area, we recommend you do it. And go check out any other live shows and navigate your way to the front.
Yeah.
I will tell you that being in the front will change your whole experience.
Yep.
It makes you feel like you're part of the show when you're front row and they're making eye contact with you. When you're front row and they're throwing shit out, when they're throwing things out.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we get so much stuff. We've kind of been doing it for some years now and got like our notes down. Like, okay, this is how we do it. But the biggest thing is to not be a jerk. There was a couple people last night that were trying to get to the front and they were like pushing each other and like calling each other names. I'm like, that's not how we do things around here. Like, you must be new here. Because in the metal community, that's not how we do things.
So, guys, recap. Get in line early. Go straight to the bathroom. Get whatever you need at the front. And then go straight to the front. And you got to stay there. Once you're up there, you can't leave. It's work, guys.
No going to the bathroom. No getting another drink. If you're going to get there early and get in, you have a whole hour from when you get in there to when the show starts. So get two. Just get 2 drinks.
Yeah. And then make friends. And navigate through crowd surfers and mosh pits. Mm-hmm. Work your way to the front for the show you want to see. And don't be a jerk, guys. Be kind.
Respectful.
Yep. That's all you need to know. Go see your favorite show. Check us out. Like, share, view, subscribe.
And let us know if you've already been to one of the Rockzilla shows or if you are attending one coming up.
Yeah, let us know. All right, guys. Catch you next time. And
Bye.
as always.